Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagsubaybay.
Anong saya, anong tuwa, pagtungaw mo sa bintana, pagdaan mo sa kalsada, malinis, walang basura.
Ang progreso at pagsulong ng kabuhayan ay hindi maiiwasan. Subalit, ito ay maaaring mangyari kaantabay ng pangangalaga ng kapaligiran. Paano? Makinig sa Bukas Bayan. Bago umpisa para sa kapaligiran, alay sa bayan. Para sa mga kaalaman kung paano mapapanatili ang tamang balanse ng kaunlaran at kalikasan. Ang Bukas Bayan ay nahirang na finalist sa 15th KBP Golden Dove Awards for Best Science and Technology Program.
Samahan ng teacher ng bayan, Miss Cecile Yumul, at ang recycling prince ng bayan, Peña.
Good morning po sa inyong lahat. Bagong taon, natamo kaya tangal doon ngayon makaya luta ng Sabado na ng January 2006. January 10 plus 7 is January 17. Gusto ka? Anyway, basta third Saturday tamo po na ni January. Anya naman, kareng nga pong maranon migising, kareng kaya katamon Suki, our valedictorian Elmer Villanueva, our Suki Cristerelos, to Lou, Za, and then Ariel Subaste, good morning. Then kaya katamong kareng terminal, makirandam, keng Lacandula, keng San Agustin, deta po Suki tamo kareng baryo, keng San Luis, San Roque, yan, kareng Carpio, king Porac, Manibaog. Good morning po kay kayungan at ngayon pong 2026, we are on our 1,283rd episode. Nya, uli pong marimla, migigising kayo, marimla pa pero nakalupa niya nga na kami potang lungubyen dimla, potang lungubyen Disyembre. Tigdo kayo nga baka maranon, itang mangisnawag, itang ang patakay lumulit ang bala mo, mamasukay nga sbok mo King America, potang winter, daranasan da pa ita. Nya may misip ko, nano yung relevant pisabyan because we're streaming worldwide. Makalive tamo po Facebook, kaya katamo official page na ng RW951 FM, kaya but at the same time, makalive tamo muna, magkaya-katamong video kay personal page tamo. So in behalf of my partner Rox na magpasigan ini po yung kakatang episode. Baka nita king ko ken dimla at ayon dyan niya batating mapali at salang malpa, salang magagtuan ating haten cold. Atin mo naman yung kakatamong pisabyan ngayon Keni kakatamong one favorite.
Inus, usaping pangkalikasan, usaping di dapat ipagpaliban. Inus.
Ay Inews, freezing and melting. Baloyo po, itang pali na ning yelo, ang po yung pali na ning mapaling danom. Bala-malay mapamiyaliwa may atala ning yelo, potang marimlay, bilim Bala makikintal ka naman. Potakay, nung mapali naman may naman atalan, uling makikintal ka. So, ngayon panahon na ning dimla, ngayon winter, kaya ating 4 seasons, itamo naman, panandamantaya naman ng dimla, uling deta nga nakatamo ng amyam, keng months of bear, at ngayon mayangin tana, uling ing Siberia, ing Siberian snow, ang poing ice, magmelt. And itangangin, pupunda chichop banda kay katamo. Kay ba't dadating masikanayangin, po ang papalub na kang bandang Febrero. Yan po takay, kanitay itang padatang, akakityo magpatalastas na lang, kay New Tarlac City, na mika Hot Air Balloon Festival. Pero tayo papisabyan nita. Freezing and melting, Nanay pamiyaliwana. Bangka nita, abaluyo po, according to science, according to our encyclopedia, that is our point of reference, when does water turn to ice? Water turns to ice when the temperature drops below 0 degrees centigrade. Itamo kaya Pilipinas, mga Fahrenheit tamo Correct? Reng mag-aral science. Okay, but this is called freezing. When something is cold, kaluban na yung palumaking refrigerator. Potang kaya tayang lalam, dirim laya mo, bante may spoil. Pero nung buri mo sumyas, ingkaya kandanom, palub mo kitang freezer. That means the particles, heat energy is taken away from it. when something is cold. That means the particles vibrate less. By the time they freeze, the particles have become closely packed to form a solid form. Water is the only liquid that expands, meaning it gets bigger when it freezes. Oh, mag-expand yung danom. Dapat takay, may dapat sa sapakan nitang lulanan mo nung gagawa kang yelo. Kasi mamukul yung kang container ng plastic ya, magbungko ya. So you give space for the water to expand when it solidifies. O, nano naman yung welting. Mama ako ng ice cream. Ewan patasali kang ice cream, marimlaya. Kailangan kayusan depa, ne? Whether makakalipinyera ya, karetang hausan ng dirty ice cream, na lalakuda, or itang mas malambo yela makain sishes, ne? Detang manibak kareng highly commercial, potang scoop deng makanyan, magrolyo ya, and it is soft. Ngeni, ice cream start dripping and melt when they get too warm. Oh, they change state from solid to liquid. Change of state like these are reversible. So if you put a melted ice cream in the freezer, it will freeze and become solid again. The ice cream molecules do not change in taste, but only in the way they are physically arranged. O ita po. Nya, uiting malagwang paralan para ay imagine tayo nung nanuya ing pamiyaliwanan ng freezing ampo ing melting. Yan. Dagdagan tayo na. Uling kay ba nanindimla, mumunta na kayong pali. So, what happens to puddles on a hot day? Itang ating kang kumpul-kumpul danom. Mitipon, uling ating yung bako yung lugar. Eya pantain dalan, o kaya ating yung pothole. So, patakay, magtipon yung danom ka rin. Uy ni, what happens to puddles on a hot day? Anti yan, summer. Subukan nyo, man-spray kayo. Patakay, ating medyo bako, ating malalam. Nanggawan nyo. Baka nita ay eksperimento yaki yo. Puddles disappear on hot days because the water in them evaporates. Ibig sabihin, magbalik. Puntang pa si Bayo kay kalangitan. Evaporation is when a liquid changes to gas. Evaporation starts when molecules in the water warm up. Oh, nya patintaw, biglayang mangawan danom na. Oh, patangkay, they start to vibrate and pull away from the other molecules when they spread out until the substance becomes a gas called water vapor. Singoya, mag-evaporate siya, magbalik ya. O na pata sobra kapaling mga yan, isumedag ng manikeng clouds, nanong malyari. Takay biglang dalom, doon biglang magbagsak. Yung bibitan din clouds, ne? Katangal doon yung pisan memam, kareng clouds, gani pababa, ne? Of course, from the sky, down to the land, down to the sea. O, yan po yung kakatamong interesanting in-use. Freezing and melting, water, and how it solidifies. Mutatapag yung meto nga favorite.
Alamba News. Impormasyong kagilagilalas. Impormasyong may batayan. Impormasyong sinaliksik. Alamba News.
O, hindi pa. Kaya kapampangan, ara, ating danom tabang. Danom tabang, ilapin rin kay sapa. Putakay, ating danom alat. Yapin yung manibat naman kaya dagat. Karin naman kunang data, putakay, bilad da, that is where they get our source for asin. Oh, intindihan niya. Although, ating in the mountains, ating ausan ng Himalayan salt. But basically, wini po yung pamiyaliwanan ng tubig alat, ang po yung danom tabang. Oh, let's base it from the book. The water cycle is very stable and continues to circulate everywhere on Earth. Mag-circulate siya in danom ketiyato. If water is always going through a cycle, why should we worry about it running out? Wapi naman, eh? Pero ngayon, yakakityo, sasalwan mo na, ing danom mong inuman, danom tabang. Oh. Okay, but 70% of all Earth's surface is covered by water. The problem that most of this is not fresh water, but salt water. Can we use salt water? Of course. It's called the desalination process. Much of the salt in seawater is highlight or common rock salt. Oh, nya kakityo wari ating rock salt, itang magaspang, itang diretso. O na po tayo ating refined itang iodized salt na. Okay, lawan tayo pa. A person can safely drink water that contains less than 1/2 kilogram, about 1 pound of salt for every 100 kilograms or 220 pounds of water. But seawater has about 7 times the amount of salt. Therefore, a person who drinks only seawater can survive. Mateka! It is possible to change salt into fresh water through a process called desalination. But the cost of removing salt and getting the fresh water to the places where it's needed are great. Okay? So, kareng lugar na masakit tinda naman, tibo, king Middle East, king area na ning Dead Sea. O yan, they have to use this desalination process. So, yan, pamiyaliwa na yan. At saka po, tanga king Dead Sea, king tubigalat, hanggang, ewari ka rin tawat ting floater, ang pon sinker. Hanggang sinker ka, kalumbog, gumato at gumato ka. Alright. So, alawan nyo na po, ano pong karakal, keng katamong environment, we take things for granted. Tamo papansinan, pero dapat baluta mo. Because we need more than just common sense. We need this information in our memory banks. Banta, intindihan tamo, imbagye-bagye, na makapatulog kaya katamo. Tsaka dapat yan, ang tita mo, kinuha tamo kay science, grade school, high school, biology, earth science, na sana ang ganyan ituturuda yan. Uling isunti na lang nga, kakay clouds, dapat tayo tindihan Isundi nung dong kakindanom, kailangan balo mo. Isundi tinuntong kakindagat, dapat balo mo naman. Okay? So, ay, kabilis na ng oras, metong po, keng, rengaliwa kasi mag-song of the week kayo, Yara. Danong point na nita, kasi po uling ating kami mo 30 minutes in between, mag-recap, when I designed Bukas Bayan in 1999, metong kempe kaisip ko is how to encapsulate what happened the entire week o itang immediate, itang urgent na aintindihan making metong kakanta. So for today, ini po, yung sabi ng Joey Ayala, tayo ang lupa. Ang nakakupay na ito, kanya-kanya, mas bagay na ka.
Ang tinig ng lupa ay ang tinig natin.
Ang tinig ng lupa ay tinig natin.
Ang masasabi niya ay ang sasabihin natin. Kung lupa
Alright. At yan po ang ating Song of the Week. Ang sinasabi ng lupa ay ang dapat sinasabi natin. We cannot separate ourselves from the earth. Kanya naman, tayo po'y magbabalik after a few reminders. Kasama pa rin si Teacher Says.
Sari-saring basura galing sa bahay, negosyo, pabrika, kainan, eskwelahan, palengke, terminal na sasakyan. Tao ang pinagmumula, may nabubulok mula sa tira-tirang pagkain, gulay, prutas at iba pa. Ating pakinabangan, gawing compost, di nabubulok, papel, bote, plastic, karton at iba pa. Magkapera sa basura, maayos na kabahayan, masinop na mamamayan, malinis na kapaligiran. Ito ang sagot sa Republic Act 9003.
Anong saya, anong tuwa, pagtungaw mo sa bintana, pagdaan mo sa kalsada, malinis, walang basura, ang zero waste ating pag-asa.
O yan. Ating ko libro, Recycler's Handbook, Lintoya. Alright. Ini. Potabalay, gawa-gawa ko, may sasabihan ko. The previous weeks, although in the last 27 years, panemi lang sasabihan ding R. Niyang mag-umisa kami, 3R sana. Reduce, reuse, recycle. However, atin tamong kakalingwan Bangka nita, mabawas la rin ng R sa rin bayo pa ita dapat atin tanang gagawan. And I would like to introduce you to the word pre-cycling. Bayo pa man, balo mo nakapupuntalan. Aliway tang reactive ka. This one is even taking action before manufacturing, before releasing products and related kate-kate, ketiyato, kalat-kalat. Kalupan yata sabihan ko, just how many clothes can you wear? How many shoes can you wear in one day, in a year? What is it about pre-cycling? Ana po ning kakatamo. Magbalik tamo in 1989. Medyo maluwan ng 1989, 99, 2009, 2019. Pila na? 36 years. Gusto ka? May ka 36 years na. 46? Wow, 46. So that is already one pandemic cycle. Okay. So what is it? What can we do? In 1999, in penigaralan de nga baluda, let's cite an example. The city government of Berkeley, California, initiated a campaign to encourage consumers to buy food packaged in recyclable materials. They called it pre-cycling. Reusable. Ante mo, yung Pilipino magaling yakin. Itang pibata ng ice cream, mas kinano ya patatak. Nya pa na kay, gewa rin joke, meme keng Facebook yan Balara mo mukla yung ice cream in foreign, kabukla natin yan laman na makapas ka na bangus, o kaya makapas ka na adobo, pepalubday ka refrigerator, no mo katula. Pero, potambukla de, naman ice cream malaman. Nung atsuna yung makilalam, balara, edible yan. Siguro bebade, bante, makayang masyasing ice cream. Relevant siya pamuring kitang freezing nandun potambukla de, ice cream laman, fruit cocktailing laman, nun kasi may pre-cycle ya. Itang gamit, inisip na ng manufacturer na may yugse. Nun you find use for it. Okay? So, makanya ning gawa na po ng State of California, Kim Berkeley, way back 46 years ago. Now we have a pandemic on our garbage that is burying us in instant floods and in problems about our nung nakaranda yung basura, our landfill, our garbage areas. Maragul yung problema because of population getting big. Yan Ay, nako. Uy, po, dinanda kayong pre-cycling tips. Dahil balo, nung pinala parang masino pa mag-reuse kalupa tayo Pilipino, mag-recycle na. Anti ako, kapampang kong mapanugse. Nya, I am scandalized when I live at the other side of the world. There is a volume of garbage in their packaging. Nuko, napamang siya in plastic. Anyway, pre-cycling. The key to pre-cycling is to think ahead. Figure out how you're going to dispose of a product, its packaging before you buy it. So, lalo when miya naman tang kumpanya, apo itang produktong buri mo sa luwan nung makandagdag yung kalat o gamit mo yung pasibayo. Think of packaging as part of the product. Don't separate it from the product. What you get is what you pay for. In fact, pinekay na yung kalatitang produkto, patakay po itang saluan mo yung karuguling packaging. Patakay malatipak yung gama mo itang makalulad. And you pay for what you throw. So make sure that you don't pay for what you throw. Pa sasabihan if the packaging is designed to be thrown away immediately, all you're getting for your money is cleverly designed garbage. Ito yung pangaying list na. Kaya papanganan ko bayo kaya pabinasa kaya kayo. Okay. Number 2, the National Recycling Coalition suggests, in the store, you may ask, is it nutritious? Is it fattening? Manya-manya, mamiyaya sustansya kaya katawan ko o makatabaya? Alright? Now ask, how is it packaged? Kanito, niyang mag-upisa kim programa, isasabihan mipin, ulong pumunta ka kare supermarket, pupunta ka palengke, gawa na rin menu ng tao yan. Magdala lang basket, metong ating busbus, itang basket gawa keng ratan, gawa keng, o kaya retang bandala, na gawa keng, gawa keng coconut, gawa keng palm leaves, so mas kinano yan pa, ratan mo naman, kibat atin, paragule, banta makatalakad lang nung keng bandala, nung karne naman, babalot dang bulong sagin, banta kawakawani. O ngayon, everything is maka-plastic. Kay ba't po nakahuli mo? Yugse mo ita. So, you're creating a world of garbage. Number 3, look for containers that can be reused or recycled, like aluminum and glass, or ones that can be composted like paper. Uy, nga manuang ko. Hanggang ngayon rin, magtitinapata mo, babalot doon, dyaryo. At tinamanaliwa, babalot doon, bulong sagin, which is very perfect. In fact, pata sasalikan, kaya naman pamanga, rin kapampangan, salikan turones de kasoy, muna yung mababalatan. Although, ting metong nga candy, gawa lang yung chikrenin, taratang white rabbit, pati tang balat na yun, mga puhog seta. Mag-meltdown niya kaya, bene, puning kakanan. Makanyan. And then, nung agyo yun, nung ating kang budget, metong yung may karagol kayong problema. Nung ating kang budget, you buy in bulk. O nang when you buy in bulk, makakayabi yung packaging ka rin, na yugse mo po at ang kelasan mo na. Nya, kete Pilipinas, miyuso ya in tingi-tingi. Uling kadalasan din kaya katamang minimum wage earners, era na marugo agyo ing magkaye. Era naman agyo ing sasali in bulk. So itamong gamitan da for the day, ya murugo salwanda, makalitro o kaya makatakal mong metong abaso. O, sali lang bawang, sali la, eman metong, numisan at lumong kapiraso. Ang tingin ni panahon na ni sibuyas, sali ka sibuyas, kinuko pong mama ko lulo, ayaws ko pati nga pong gino. Nakapamag, sibuyas. But you know, sibuyas kasi is very healthy, kailangan na ng katawan mo. So, you don't look at it as expensive, you look at it as an investment. At sinabi kay sibuyas, kasi itong mitaka ka rin mga ragul, aircon, supermarket, baka plastic la rin eh. Naman kailangan ni maka-plastic la, uling atin lang balat. Nya po, tamunta ka palengke, makabalat la. So, balo mo fresh la. Detang masasali na maluwan na makapak, mo mambalo, marurunot no kilob. Mila ko ng bagyetang nutrition, uling bikbakan de, what keeps it fresh and nutritious. Next, malyaria pa, timpa. Avoid items that are made to be thrown only after a few uses, like some razors and flashlights. Aray, kaya panahonay na, pati rin TV, pati rin radyo, pati rin, ginagana halos disposable. Lalo na rin cellphone. Nuko, they keep on innovating. Well, antiya ko, kailan da ko, because ing phone ko hanggang malyari yan, yan maka 32 ko, kaya maka-tape pa bultit, uling, siyempre, kayo mabalagyan, mapunti yan, puta kay, maka-tape itang bultit na uling gagana sira. Itsura mong may bagsak yan, may punti itang kayang case, okay, itang mag-hold kim baterya. But then, of course, that has been more than 30 years ago, may innovate, ing Nokia brand, ala na yun, sabi yan, kailan na yun. Was it a bad brand? It was a good brand that did not keep up with the times. King katibera, kamanalili. Pero king katibera nita, it was not about the product itself, but it is the technology that kept on changing, that kept on innovating na may lakwan la rin produkto da. So, yung sabihan, matibe, it will last. Yung panahon, yung minunang panahon, yapin natin lang lifetime warranty yung minunang panahon. Ngene, ala ng lifetime warranty. Ni kay 1 week yung warranty. Kanita, popular na kasi rin kapampangan. Gawa luni sila mates. Balo na ng tanong, nano yung bansa itang makanya na salita. Itang distorted laking karelang pamanamano. Malyari pa. One last. Ini. Nung agawata mo look for products that can be used over and over again. Ako po hanggang kay panahon ako magdala ngayon pero yan last episode, dadala kitang blue thermos ko. Bakit? Kasi sinangkap kong ginger, lemon tea, uling merim lang panahon, mapagal, imbes na pasali ko, sinangkap ko, metong litro, yung pinaladala akong babakalan. And it can be used, you just wash it, you just clean it, and use it again and again. And I've had that thermos for more than 10 years. Hanggang yan pa naman yung itsura na, except that, syempre, magagasgas yan po na kaya, may bagsak ya, at yan di takakupit. Pero, it's still working and it contains the heat and it contains the cold for a number of days. So, nanggawan nyo, gumamit ko thermos jars, rechargeable batteries, sponges, and so on. O kaya, gumamit ko ang bulong pakiling. Baluye pa yung bulong pagiling. That is biodegradable. Kumakamoy itang masalata bulong. O, reng manisis pang matuambale, banda Santa Rita, magalang, no, tingko pang matuambale, reng kayong pasamano, reng kaya kong posti, reng kaya ko lamesa, reng anak niyang panahon ko, di sang ko paretan desk made of dotong. Ne? Kakayan la, kikiskisan la rin. O, kikiskisan la, uling, lalakong witang palid-palid ang po itang menangso, and they will look malinis again. They do this during fiesta, Pasko, Bayong Banwa. Alright? So, use cloth shopping bags instead of paper or plastic. Isang meron na iya, pipyan miya mo, sabunan miya mo, yang me, langi ya, agamit mo na naman. Alright. So, kabilis na ruguning oras, ne? O, makanyang kayo, ako na pindili po, kahit mabilis siya pang masyado yung oras. Gewa kaya pong makanya ni topic tamo, uling bibubukla na naman yung banwa. Dakal na rin pemyera regalo kaya katamo. Nanong ginamit ng pilulanan, isitariyo sa ball bag. Ako, I received jute bags na anakong ako swelo, joy to the world. Thank you, Aching Minyang. And then, happy birthday, Nelia Garcia. O ito na, may sukula kalingwang napapag-read birthday. And then Alberta Supan, happy birthday to you also. O, happy birthday, Kiko Season. Nino pa Miki birthday. O, reta nga kalingwang ko, happy birthday, Kumaring Sally, Siopongko Santiago, and Rem Romero. Yan, ala nang may kalingwan. Ay, nako. Kulang yung oras. Okay. Atin po mag-suggest, adareng aliwang talatukita mo. O tayo po gawin ba ito ngayon oras? Malya po yung bayad airtime, yan naman po libre. Kasi na mo po mag-operating radyo, yung metong programa, nung gagamit kuryente, gagamit sulo, resources, banta may kakaintindi, miyakit-akit naman. And so we end today's episode with some words of wisdom to ponder on. Ako po ang inyong lingkod, Cecile Yumul, ang teacher ng bayan na nagsasabi sa inyong, binigay na po ng Diyos ang lahat ng kailangan natin dito sa mundo. Kanya lang, kumisa ng tao ay naging mapaghanap. Magiya pong discontented ang tao. Nano-nano nga nimpain to na. In the end, manintun niya ang po sasaliyang sakit. Na yan naman, kailangan ng ikabi kasakit ka. Anti mo yung bulong malunggay, punaning malunggay. Everything about it is healthy, nutritious, and it addresses so many issues na makainaking katawan. It is not only that. Patimpisabi tamo po ngayon danum alat, danum tabang, ating reason na makanyanying kaya katamong yato. At dinesign na po ni nga pong Gino para maging kapakinabangan kaya katamong tao. At ingasan mabibiyala mo po keng tubig alat at inamanasan mabibiyala keng tabang baka nita nung nuka rin niya makatundangin tao at inyang akakwang kayang maging pamangan. Let us always remember in the last 27 years, ken 27th year, panemis sabyan, man belongs to earth. Let us keep that as a daily reminder. Bangkanita po, magkakaroon tayo ng bagong umpisa para sa paligiran, alay sa bayan. Good morning, everyone.
Silang umaangkin